Right, guys. My main watch right now, it's OVAS. It had a little nice spike today from a multi-day breakout. Actually, a multi-month breakout. It broke out here in the 160 level, and it ran with good volume. It hit as high as pretty much 190, and it does have some previous resistance right here in the twos. So that's why I'm not chasing. But as you can tell, it built a nice little chart for itself. Um, It's like a small little cup and handle kind of chart, and it built some nice support here at 163. It's too overextended right now for me, so I'm not gonna chase it. It does have resistance at 2, and it has resistance up here in the 230s. Um, so that's why I'm not chasing. However, I am gonna look to see if there's a little bit of a sell-off into market close to possibly get a better entry over here from this breakout around 169, 170. Um, and I'll probably go along with maybe 3,000 shares, and looking for a retest maybe tomorrow of that 190 to 2 level. The risk reward right here just isn't worth it. I have 20 cents of downside and 20 cents of upside, so not too good of risk reward. I look for plays that have 4-to-1 risk reward ratio, 3-to-1 risk reward ratio, or 10-to-1. That's plays you want to focus on, or at least I like to focus on. Um, and that's how I've been growing my account, and that's what I'm going to keep doing. There's no reason to chase this stock at this price point when it could drop 20 cents on you fairly quick. So with that being said, if it does dip down to this level, I'll try to get an entry around 170, 172, and just risk that 169 level. So I'll risk 2 to 3 cents for a potential 20, 30 cents on the upside. My other computer isn't working with the whole screen record, so I had to log into my other account on this one. That's the reason I haven't used both accounts today. It was giving me a headache earlier, so the video that I edit later on, it's gonna be a little bit choppy. I'll explain the plays I did. Actually, let's go ahead and do that now. So I played ITKG. I bought last night. This dip before market closed. I tried getting executed when it dipped down to about 6 cents. I thought it was a good entry. People were just locking in profits, and I didn't get executed where I wanted to. But when I saw the dip, I said, okay, well, when I see a dip right like that before market closes, probably 2 to 3 minutes before market closed, and I see there's a lot of people coming in and buying on news, on charts that are hot right now, like ITKG, DCTH, that are AMAD, I think it was, DXTR. So we have all this plays coming in, so I'm thinking, so it's a hot pattern. There's a lot of people buying going into close, so I went ahead and bought over here. I think I got to execute about like 8 cents, 8.3, somewhere around there. And I was looking for a gap up, so I did chase a little bit going into some resistance, but it closed very nicely on the day, and I was expecting a gap up, and I go over that in the video, but it's a little bit choppy, so I'll go over it again. I actually sold, I think, within 30 seconds of market open just because I wasn't liking the price action. I was trying to protect my gains. 2 cents on 50,000 shares, so I was up roughly $1,000 overnight, and I got executed, I believe, at point about pretty much 10 cents where market open, and I decided to get out of there because I didn't see big bids stacking up, which kind of scared me when I had a 50,000 share position and there was like 5K bids. So that was my reasoning for getting out. I didn't see a lot of volume coming in. Plus, we have some resistance here on the long-term chart that I was watching very closely. Right here, as you can see at that 7 cent level, the dip buy that I tried getting into here and here at pretty much 6 cents, that's why I was looking to dip buy from this. I thought this would act as previous support, and it sure did. But the reason I was only looking for that 11 cents, 12 cents, it's because we have a lot of resistance in the long-term chart here at 11.58, 12, and it eventually fell there. So I'm glad I got rid of my position. I left about 2 cents on the table, so I left roughly $1,000 pretty much on the table, but it's fine. I'll take making $800 overnight anytime. But then when it dipped here, market about 10 minutes into market open, I thought, okay, well maybe this is a double bottom here at 0.68. So I went ahead and bought some shares on this little first green candle. Because I thought, okay, well, some bigger bids are coming in, maybe this will spike up. So I think I got executed around 7.5, and I only got executed about 10,000 shares out of my 30,000 shares that I was looking. Just to take a smaller position to not risk all my gains for the day. And it sure did spike to about 8 cents, and I said, okay, well, I'll just lock in profits here. It does have some resistance here from yesterday, and the price action didn't convince me too much that it was gonna bounce too good. And I tried getting out at 8 cents. I tried getting out at 8.5. I tried getting out at 7.5. And OTC executions are horrible on E-Trade and probably any platform. So I was getting pretty pissed off. So I ended up putting my sell order even under the bids, and it still took about 5 to 10 minutes to get executed. And that's why I play it safe. Ended up losing about $190, so I'm still up $643 on the day. I'm gonna play this kind of play safe, especially because it's not gonna pull a DCTH, guys. Everyone has hopes for that to happen, but DCTH went from pretty much 3 cents to over 36 cents. Now you can expect that for every stock. All the stocks are spiking in sympathy to DCTH. With that said, when we have all this, I think this morning we had about 5 or 6 different plays of this junk companies just spiking pretty big. So with DCTH, you got to realize that volume is coming in because it's the only play that's running. When you have 5 to 6 plays running, that volume starts to diversify into all those different plays. So it's not the only hot play that's running. People are going to pick and choose what charts look better for them, what price point looks better for them, what they think it's going to run. So you can't expect the DCTH every single time. So with that being said, I play it safe. I lock in my profits. I look at my long-term chart. I see where resistance is at, and I try to play from there. So by locking in profits, I protected myself from actually taking a loss, as most people did when they were buying up here. I mean, this thing cracked from 10 cents down to 6 cents in a matter of 10-15 minutes, and that's what you got to protect yourself from. Lots of people just want to hold and hope the stock's going to come back up when they see this dip right here, and that is not something that you want to hold and hope for when the volume is fading, when the bids are not stacking up, when there's not enough buyers and you get a wall of sellers just coming down on the buyers. Therefore, that's why I played it extra safe, and I hope everyone else did. And again, the bounce, played it safe, tried getting out when I saw that it wasn't a strong bounce. I wanted eventually a retest of that 11 cents on the bounce. We obviously didn't get it. Now we're trading at 4 cents, so that's why you gotta play these stocks very carefully. They could ruin your account, but they could also grow your account if you know how to play them. And with that being said, you have to have the mentality of locking in your profits, of not expecting, like, don't have expectations for these stocks to just run 200, 300, 400% every time when there's 5 or 6 different plays at a time. That's ridiculous that a lot of people are thinking that way. I'm going to take my safe profits. I'll take my 20, 30%. I'll take even 10%. I mean, you're making $800 in a matter of, I think I got in here pre-market yesterday with 2 minutes to close, and I sold into probably the first 15-30 seconds market open. So I'm protecting my gains, and that's how I've been growing my accounts, just playing it safe, and that's what I recommend for everyone else to do. Don't be jumping into overextended charts, overextended stocks. It's just, you're gonna blow your account up if you're chasing this kind of plays. They will drop on you like it's nothing, and then you find yourself with 50% in your account gone in a couple days. So there's lots of money to be made from them, but you got to learn to play these safe, be smart about them, and remember that not every play is going to go your way, and take your profits while you can and run with them, because you could lose all your profits and more if you get too greedy. So just be humble about it and play the charts the best you can. Watch price action. With that being said, we'll get back to what my watches are for today. Let's see how OVAS is doing. So the bid's stacking up pretty nicely. It's closing pretty strong on the day if we keep this up, but I'm probably not gonna take a position because maybe we'll have some dips on market open, and I want to see some volume coming in. And at this point, it's just not worth it for me to hold this overnight, unless it does dip to the 167, 170 level, and then I'll be looking to go long overnight. So I'll check back in with you guys closer to market close, and we'll see what happens. Alright, so I'm checking the chat room, and I see lots of people thinking about going long on CLSN overnight, and I really don't understand why. And this is why I don't understand why people are going long on this overnight. Look at the long-term chart and look at this horrible history of holding any kind of spikes. I mean, almost every spike went red on the day. Yeah, I understand they're not doing financing, but it's just sketchy. Look, all the spikes failed. Actually, I think I've shorted CLSN into almost every spike it's had, and I made money the next day with these big drops. So, don't understand why people are going long on this. There's way better plays out there. This isn't a good play. This isn't a good setup. A horrible history of holding spikes. Yes, you can make 20-30 cents a share in a couple minutes, but it's just very hard to predict. And when the odds are against you with this kind of long-term chart, I don't see any reason to take a long position in this. And this is fading and cracking, making lower lows. And I see people in the chat room still thinking about going long. And I just don't agree with that. I mean, you might get lucky and it might go up, and you could have a decent dip buy opportunity. But risk reward again just isn't there for me. I don't see how people see this as a decent play. But I hope it plays out well for you guys. If anything, I'll go short. I would have been short here at 308 on this double top, and that would have been the only play I would have done. And that would have been a nice 30-40 cents on the way down. So CLSN is actually struggling here from this crack at 286, and now it's struggling just getting back over it. So I'm not gonna short it, but odds are it's gonna hit that wall for a couple more minutes and come right back down to where it started, if not worse. But I'm not gonna take a position on it. Oh, actually, I think it's about to start cracking here. With that being said, I'm gonna stay away from this. Alright guys, so I tried going over IMMU on the other computer earlier today just to check on it to see if I was in the right track, even though I sold yesterday, and I surely was. I sold my position here yesterday around, I believe, 869, and it eventually came back down and played the same chart that it's been playing for the last couple days of double bottoming, triple bottoming, and it sure enough had another morning spike for about the 4th time in a row, and it was a pretty decent morning spike. If you watched the first video, I said that my target was $9. When it got there, I'll probably get rid of my position there. I thought it would spike another dollar or so, but I said 9 was the next key resistance level. And sure enough, it hit $9 today, so I left some money on the table, but I'm glad I was on the right track, and that's all that matters. I'm seeing the plays, I'm seeing good charts, I'm seeing nice breakouts, and I'm not chasing them. With that being said, this tried double bottoming, almost triple bottoming here today, and it went for it the 4th time. It tested it and it cracked, and now it's struggling on that previous support level, which is now resistance. So I'm glad I played it safe. I still locked in some profits yesterday, left a little bit of money on the table, but I was on the right track. I had that $9 resistance level, so I was right about that also. I would have probably sold my position right there at $9 when it struggled on it the first time and the second time. The breakout wasn't convincing. I think it went to 90 right here. It went to 902. So not too much of a convincing breakout from $9. So that's how MMU played out. Now it's trading at 870 after dipping all the way back down to 850, which was very close to my entry point. Alright guys, it's 9:11 in the morning. I took a position on ITKG yesterday. I actually bought the bounds over here. I tried getting executed when it came dip down to 0.6, so I chased it a little bit, but that's fine. I thought we were gonna have a gap up at market open, see $5, but that's just some late prints that went through, so I'm not worried about that. I think I should be up about $1,000 if it opens at a 0.10, and I'll be looking to sell probably right at market open. I expected a gap up, and it's the only company out of all of them that actually have news. Um, Apparently, they got a contract. They're manufacturing for European cars, so we have a nice little about almost a 2 cent gap up count, but you have to be very careful and play them very conservative if you're not careful with this plays. Don't get greedy on these. Maybe take your 20, 30, 50%. Don't aim for saying they can't get there and pull a DCTH. It's just when you have more plays, I don't expect everyone to jump in all plays. You know what I mean? You have a you have five, so don't expect that huge volume on every single one of these plays when there's so many of them. Everyone's gonna pick and choose better setups, setups they're comfortable with, charts they're comfortable with. So just play smart today. Anytime you play stuff like this, just sell into strength, take your profits. These things can drop 10, 20% in a matter of minutes. So let's check on ITKG. The bids are still at 10 cents with the way it's going to open. I might take that if the volume doesn't come in, but if we have decent volume, if we have decent price action, I might still have my position and let the rest ride for a bit, play the chart. See, now we have those bids coming out. The ass is stacking up a bit, so I might play this extra safe today. So we'll see what happens on market open. We got 8 minutes. It opens at 0.095. Our ass is at 10 cents. So we'll see how this goes for market open. I'm hoping we'll see a little spike over this this high of the day yesterday at 9.6, 9.7. And I think we could get to 11 to 12 cents. With that being said, the volume must be there for me to hold it for that long. If not, I'll be selling right into market open into any strength. So we have our bid stacking up a bit more here, so I think we're going to see a little nice morning spike. I'm going to set my sell order here pretty soon. Guys, and here we go. Didn't give it enough time. I saw a wall stacking up at 0.10, so I just decided to get out of there. It looked pretty stacked up. I didn't see big bids coming in, and I have a 50,000 share position. So I'm glad I got out. I'll take 800 on ITKG. I think it's probably going to end up 30 minutes of market open. Volume is already starting to fade off. So I'm glad I got executed.